She didn't look back when she walked out of the venue lobby. Just the sharp click of her heels, the sudden tremor in the air, the type of silence that feels like a blade pressing lightly against your throat. We'd been reviewing floral placements with the planner, white orchids, she insisted, when her phone buzzed. A single vibration, barely noticeable. But she noticed. Her eyes changed first, soft to startled, startled to distant, distant to gone. She excused herself with a whisper no one actually heard. The planner kept talking. I kept watching the hallway she disappeared into. 3 minutes later, my phone lit up with her message. I can't do this marriage. Sorry. No explanation, no conversation, just the digital equivalent of a door slammed in my face. I remember the taste of that moment. Metallic, cold, unreal. I stood. The planner paused mid-sentence. I didn't blank. Cancel everything. My voice didn't shake. It didn't rise. It didn't betray the shattering inside me. I walked out to the parking lot slowly, deliberately, as if any sudden movement might cause the ground to peel open. She was gone. Her car wasn't there. But her mistake was, and it echoed louder than her footsteps. People assume heartbreak arrives dramatically, screaming, crying, begging. Mine didn't. It arrived quietly, like someone turning off a light in the middle of a sentence. Her phone, earlier that morning, had been face down. She'd never done that, not once in 3 years. Her responses during the meeting had been clipped, distracted, almost rehearsed. And then the message. Quick, panicked, too clean. Can't do this marriage. As if marriages collapse in a single text. I sat in my car but didn't start it. I replayed the last 6 weeks. Her late-night work sessions. Her sudden interest in going out alone. Her phone lighting up at odd hours with unknown caller. I didn't want to believe it. Denial can be comforting, even when you know it's a lie you're telling yourself. But there was something else, something sharper, a small detail. A single photo from last month, her smile too wide, her hand positioned strangely, protective, possessive, over her phone. That wasn't for me. The realization didn't break me, it steadied me. Because betrayal doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it tells you exactly where to look. I opened her message again, read it 3 times. Can't do this marriage. Not, don't want you. Not, I love someone else. Not, I'm leaving. It sounded like an escape, a retreat, someone calling her back, someone she once loved. I felt it then, the first spark of truth. I didn't chase her. I didn't text back. I just sank into the cold understanding that she hadn't run from the wedding, she'd run to someone. I spent the next 12 hours in silence. No questions, no accusations, just quiet observation. Her location sharing, something we'd left on without thought, was off. Not disabled, just revoked. That told me she planned this. Her email showed a password change. Her calendar, recently wiped. Her social media, suddenly private. Patterns, all patterns. People don't vanish that cleanly unless they're rehearsing a script. I logged into our shared vendor folder, not to stalk, just to review the timeline she'd built. And there it was, a note on Wednesday, 11:45 p.m. Meeting with him. No name, just him. I didn't jump to conclusions. I didn't spiral. Instead, I examined phone records. Her number calling one specific contact repeatedly, late nights, early mornings. The contact was saved under a woman's name, but the call durations were too long, too frequent, too intimate for someone she barely knew. So I cross-referenced the number. The name that came up made my chest tighten for a single fleeting moment. Her ex. The one she swore she'd blocked. The one she claimed had no place in her life. The one she said she hadn't even thought about for over a year. Liars always talk too much. I didn't confront her. I didn't call friends. I didn't crumble. I simply gathered. Screenshots, phone logs, calendar notes, a few photos she thought I'd never notice. Her at a restaurant she told me she hated. Her wearing a bracelet she claimed she lost. Her smiling, the kind of smile she used to save for me. Piece by piece, I rebuilt the truth she tried to bury. By the time the picture was complete, I wasn't angry. Anger is loud, messy, uncontrolled. I felt something cleaner, focus. She'd left the venue meeting to run to him. And I knew, in the quietest, calmest part of my mind, she wasn't just ending a wedding, she was reigniting an affair. The proof arrived 48 hours later. I'd hired no one. I didn't need to. People expose themselves when they think they've already won. A photo posted by her ex, careless, blurry, but unmistakable. Her hair on his shoulder, her hand on his chest, a timestamp aligning perfectly with the hour she'd stormed out of the venue. I felt nothing, just confirmation. The truth settles like dust, quiet, inevitable, impossible to ignore. I sent her a single message. When did it start? No accusation, no emotion, just a question she couldn't outrun. She called instantly, voicemail, then again, and again. 3 missed calls, then a 4th. I didn't answer. I walked to her apartment and placed a small envelope at her door, printed phone logs, screenshots, and the photo. I knocked once. She opened. Her eyes were red, frantic, terrified. Please, just let me explain. I watched her mouth move, watched the panic rise, watched the guilt twist her posture. I didn't say a word. Silence is the most honest confrontation. She realized it, and she broke. Her voice cracked first, then her breathing, then her ability to stand. She collapsed against the doorframe, sobbing, begging, reaching for me. But I stood still, because I'd known the truth before she confessed it. Her tears were late, her remorse performative. Revelations don't need volume, just clarity. And I had it. My revenge wasn't loud. It was organized, precise, calculated. I sent the evidence, not just to her, but to 3 people who deserved to know. His wife, his boss, and, anonymously, an online forum where spouses share timelines of ongoing affairs. No names, just dates, receipts, patterns too sharp to ignore. The fallout arrived quickly. His wife called her. His boss called him. They both started calling me. I didn't answer. Her messages poured in, 30, then 40, then 70, spiraling from excuses to apologies to threats to desperation. I ruined everything. Please don't let this destroy me. It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. But the thing about betrayal is that it always means something. Not to the betrayer, but to the one who trusted them. She showed up at my door 48 hours later, hair messy, voice shaking, mascara smeared. I chose wrong, she whispered. I'm so sorry. Please, please talk to me. I opened the door just wide enough for her to see me. Calm, composed, untouched by the storm consuming her. I didn't do this to punish you, I said quietly. Her breath hitched. I did it so the truth had nowhere left to hide. That's all. I closed the door. Her sobbing on the other side felt distant, almost unreal. Revenge isn't about hurting someone. It's about removing the mask they thought no one could see through. The silence after was peaceful, strange, clean, free. I didn't block her number. I didn't delete her photos. I didn't need to. She'd already erased herself. Not with betrayal, but with the clarity betrayal gives its witness. People think closure comes from conversation, forgiveness, healing. Mine came from a simpler place, understanding. She lied easily, loved weakly, chose foolishly, and I walked away quietly. No bitterness, no longing, just truth. Her calls eventually stopped. Her apologies dwindled. Her shadow faded. But the stillness stayed with me, a reminder that sometimes the coldest endings are the cleanest. And the final thought I allowed myself, the one I'll never say aloud, was simple. I didn't lose her. I lost the illusion of who she pretended to be. And that loss didn't break me. It freed me.